Do you need lots and lots of different types of wood, but you've run out of forest? You're in the middle of a desert. Goodness only knows where you are. There ain't no trees around. Don't worry, I can help you. Don't you go anywhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on what time you're watching this next episode from me, Avomance, and it's another farm tutorial. This one is actually really quite important. You're going to run out of forest eventually, especially if you don't replant it. So what you need is a tree farm, and we are going to absolutely make an awesome semi-automatic tree farm for you right here, right now, so you are never ever going to run out of wood. And it works on a few different types of wood as well, which is absolutely superb. Before we get into it, make sure that you're smacking my like button all over the place like it doesn't know what's hit it. It's you that's hit it, obviously. Make that thumbs up turn blue for me. It would be great to know that you are enjoying the video. And also, if you haven't done it already, why haven't you, frankly? But hit that subscribe button. It will be great to see you in the sub club. Also, hit the notifications bell. You really don't want to be missing any of the tutorials moving forward. So please do hit that notifications bell. It's showing you how to do it right on the screen right now. It's so easy. And I look forward to seeing you in my notification squad. Let's get on with this tutorial. Now, it is a fairly big space you're going to need because we're going to be doing a lot of wood. So you need something that is 18 blocks long, 11 blocks across, and we have dug down 2 blocks. So it's not very deep, but it is pretty big. So let's get on with it. So let's start building this thing. We want to come from this bottom left corner. So that's the long edge there and the 11 there. So 18 that way and 11 that way. Come to this bottom corner and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So on that purple block there, and then come in 1 and put a little bit of redstone just there. Then you want to come across 2, and we want to put a dropper, not a dispenser, a dropper that is facing that bit of redstone like that. Then get another one facing that way, another one facing this way. So we're creating a bit of a loop, and then get ourselves a hopper, and that hopper needs going to crouch, stick into that final one there. So you can see we created a bit of a loop going all the way around, and we need to put a block, and it doesn't really matter what block, but I'm going to put a stone block into that right there, that first one. So as when we get things moving, it creates a timing clock, which is exactly what we are trying to achieve. Then get ourselves a redstone comparator with a little bit of redstone on the side there. Then we need a repeater. Is going to point out that way, and we need to get another comparator because we need to be able to activate it just like that. Then we need to get ourselves another block. Let's use that block. Doesn't really matter what the block is as long as it is conductive. Stick the block there and then loop the redstone back around into that comparator and over the top of the block. So you've got a circuit that looks a little bit like that. If you've made any mistakes, correct it now because it will be really difficult to correct it later. So let's crack on with the next bit of this mini circuit. We're going to come next to this piece of redstone here, and we're going to put 1 block there and 1 block there. Then going to have a gap of 2, and above that gap we're going to put a tower of 2 blocks, but we're going to lose the one underneath. So we've got a block kind of dangling there in the air. So this block is what's going to form the floor area of your build. So make sure that this block is the one that you want to use, although we will be covering most of it with carpet, so it is not absolutely critical. Then get yourself some redstone dust. We're going to put dust there, and we're going to put dust there. Then we need a redstone torch, so let's get a redstone torch right in there, and redstone torch goes on the side of that, which activates that. And then we're going to stick a redstone torch there. That gets turned off because this redstone is powering that block, and that's exactly what we want. Then get ourselves a repeater. That repeater comes out of that block just like that, and we're going to get more redstone and come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and come out 1 to the side. And let's whack, just for the sake of fun, another block on the end of that. So this is starting to come together as a nice looking little build. We need to do the next bit now. So this is a tree farm, right? So we're going to need to grow some stuff, and to do that we need some dirt. So if we come from this repeater here, come across 1 and 1, 2, and in this block here we're going to build 2 high, get rid of that top one, and then we're going to come across and we're going to run this so as it is 11 long. So with that one being 1, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, exactly like that. Then come all the way along here. do another row. Now this row is just because it stops you having to go into crouch all the time, because crouch can be a bit of a pain, especially when you're floating around. So get yourself a dispenser. If we stick that in slot 9, get a dispenser, and we're doing this dispenser facing ourselves all the way along on that second dirt block like that. So that's obviously where everything's going to come out. All the bone meal is going to go. Get rid of this bottom row of dirt here because it's entirely unnecessary. We're then going to come to this side and ignore that bit just for a minute because we need to do this side. So we're going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4 with half slabs. That's really important, that's half slabs. And then on here we're going to get ourselves a dropper, not a dispenser, a dropper. So let's get our dropper, which is in slot 2, facing ourselves, and into that we want to run a hopper. And then what we can do is come underneath here and get rid of both of those bits. We then want to get ourselves a redstone comparator. That's going to run out of the hopper, and the repeater is going to run out of that hopper. So that will start another circuit going up that way. On this block of 2 right here, this 2 here, we are going to stick a chest, a double chest. So where's my chest? There's my chest. I'm going to stick that on there and there. And also, this is optional, but we're going to get a redstone lamp, and we're going to put the redstone lamp on top of that redstone torch there. So when that redstone torch comes on, what's going to happen? That redstone lamp is also going to come on and indicate that there is stuff going into that chest, which is obviously very, very desirable at this point. So the next thing we want to do over here is we want to start thinking about how we're going to get stuff going into these dispensers here. So we'll do that bit next. So we need to now go into crouch behind this chest, and on the left hand side we want to place hoppers running all the way back to very nearly the end of our build. So all the way back. Remember, you've got to be in crouch, otherwise you're just going to go into the hopper, and you should find that you've come out past 2 dirt blocks. Then come all the way this way and put 1 hopper, again go into crouch there and there, again 1 hopper there and there, and then come out again there and there and there and there. So you should have come out 4 on that side. Do exactly the same here on both of these. So go into crouch 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then again 1. Oh no, I didn't crouch enough. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Brilliant. And then we're coming into here and we're going to do exactly the same along this row to complete that hopper circuit. So now anything that comes in anywhere near this circuit is going to fall straight into this hopper system. We need 1 more row coming around this way until that connects right to the end. Nearly there. And 1 more in like that. That's superb. Then we're going to get some half slabs, and again we used, if you remember, the stone brick half slab, so we shall keep doing so, and we're going to put a half slab there just like that, and we're going to come across 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Whoop, 10 right there, and then we should find we are in line with the almost last hopper, which we are, so that's great. Then come out 1, come across 2, 1, come across 2, 1, should be a gap of 2, and then 1 more, and then we come along here and get redstone running the entire length of this one and on our jutty outy bits as well. Now this uses the fact that when you use a repeater, it doesn't necessarily need to go into that one dispenser. It will actually activate dispensers on either side of it as well. So let's get a repeater, and we're going to crouch again, stick a repeater on there, come along to this next one, stick a repeater on there, and there, and there. So those repeaters are now ready to activate those dispensers. Let's come over here, because I've realised I didn't put anything in this block here. So let's get our block of stone. In this dispenser here, or this dropper, we need to put a stone block, otherwise it's not going to work. I realise I forgot to do it. Whoops a daisy, that's not going to do at all, is it? So that's great. That's the hopper system. The next part realises that we've got a signal within this hopper here. So if we've got a signal in the hopper, we need to suck it out, basically. So let's get some stone there, purely because it's a block that we can mount a comparator on. So when something comes into this hopper, that comparator is going to shoot a signal into this block, which will turn off that torch, which will turn that torch under there on, which will in turn give a nice little signal to this redstone lamp, which will turn it on. Very, very good. And then here, similarly, we need to start putting signal in to measure the signal coming from this block here. And we're doing that again with a comparator. Oh, I've got to go into crouch. Comparator there. Get ourselves a repeater right there. And I've done it again. Repeater right there. And that is going to shove a signal into this dropper, which will shoot the bit backwards and forwards, which will put a signal into there, which will put a signal into there. We then need to put our redstone on there. Bring some, where's my half slabs gone? Where's my half slabs gone? There we go. Let's get some half slabs, and we're going to put half slab all the way along to almost the end. And then when we get to, am I one short, I think? Yes, I am. And then when we get to the end, we're going to get a block, and we're going to put a block on that wall. Delete that first block. Superb. And we're going to run a redstone the entire length of that. There is sufficient distance there that the redstone will reach that block. We're going to stick a redstone torch onto the end of that block. We're going to get another one of those blocks, shove it in each of these corners. Put a redstone torch on top of each of those. Put a block on each of the redstone torches. You can see we're starting to build a redstone tower, and this is what's going to activate the pistons that are going to go on either side that are going to help crush our leaves up, because that's what we're going to need. We then need to get our half slab, stick a half slab there, on the edge of that bottom. Can you see that's kind of hit that redstone. We're then going to put a half slab on the other side of that redstone, and that is going to run the whole way along this way till we get to the end there. And then more redstone, one bit there. Oh, I'll put that too high. Right, I misplaced my slabs, so there we go. I've made an error. Need to put a slab, it's there it needs to go, and then the redstone goes on top of it. So let's put half slabs all the way along there. No, I want a half slab, please. There we go. Half slab there, there and there. There, 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 and again there. That's better, for goodness sake. There, all the way along, and then we've got redstone running to each of these blocks, which turns off the redstone torch like that. So that circuit is starting to come together. At this point, you need to decide on what your thing is going to look like. Now, I genuinely would recommend that these bits should be made of wood, but they would work if you made them out of stone, for example. But I'm going to go for wood because this is a tree farm. Trees are made of wood, generally, unless they're petrified, in which case they're kind of stony. So you are going to get a block between that redstone piece of redstone dust there that goes through the block and into that comparator. Very, very simple. And then you're going to come out all the way to there. So you can see you've come one past that last hopper. Can you see that? Then we're going to make a row all the way to the end of the entire build, all the way down here, over the top of that, which is great. And then we're going to come up 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then we're going to come all the way along the back as well, creating kind of like a frame, for want of a better phrase. And we're going to come down here because we're probably going to miss 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So if I've done this right and I've not had my eyes closed, I should connect those up. Yes, that works. Hooray! Then behind there, we're going to stick only one. We're going to stick one block of wood. It doesn't have to be a block of wood. This can be a block of anything, because we're going to delete it in a sec as soon as we've stuck our piston on the side of it. Get rid of that block, and then we are going to fill up this entire space with pistons, and I will be back when I've done that. And that looks like a big kind of slimy, pistony, facey wall, which is brilliant because that's exactly what it is you want. Now we're going to fill up this entire wall with wood, and I'm going to use oak wood against my spruce wood planks because it just goes really, really well. Look at that. The contrast or lack thereof of that wood against the oak wood works really, really well. But it doesn't matter what wood you use here. You could use dark oak, you could use birch if you wanted to, you could use the spruce wood. It's really up to you, the jungle wood. Just make it look like it's nice. So I will be back when that bit's done. And that is what you would call a wall of wood. Absolutely perfect. That's what we're looking for. So now come around the back here and we're going to extend this tower all the way up until it is one above these pistons. Then come back down again. We're going to keep that block there, and then one above that block we're going to stick out a nib, leave a gap, stick out a nib, leave a gap, stick out a nib. Then come to the bottom again, and we're from where that nib is we're going to extend all the way across on the back of these pistons. I know I've missed one right there, and then on the same way we're going to go across from the other nib. I miss one again. It's like I'm clockworkingly missing one every time. And then all the way along the top row as well. Look, I've done it again, seriously. I wasn't trying to prove myself right. And then another one in there. Get in there, you know you want to. And across. I missed two on that time. Right, and there. Then this kind of middle bit, we're going to get rid of it. Just knock that bit out, just like that. Get a redstone torch, because we need to shoot the power straight up this redstone tower here. So we want to put basically a redstone torch on each side. In fact, why mess about? Just put one there and there, one there and one there. So that, obviously, that torch at the bottom powers that. When power is in that, or when power doesn't enter, i.e. this redstone along here gets turned off, this torch gets turned on, which turns off that torch, which turns on that torch, which will activate the row of redstone we're putting along these blocks here. Now this will activate the blocks itself and also the block underneath it, so all of these pistons will actually run. And then exactly the same on this block here, obviously missing the odd block, and then lastly but by no means least, running a line right across the top of the last set of blocks. Brilliant. So that will activate the entire wall of pistons. So that looks awesome. We just need to duplicate that on the other side now. So I'll be back when I've done that. So there we have two full walls of glorious pistonized wood, as opposed to petrified wood, which is going to act as the leaf crusher. What those are going to do then, they're going to collect the saplings that are going to fall from the trees that we're going to grow. And theoretically we should at least replace the saplings that we use up for the system. Now we're going to test it, and you see this little dot of redstone right here, this one here between the kind of chesty bit here and the hoppery bit here. We're going to stick a block on top of that. Now because I'm using a stone block, I'm going to use a wooden button. If you're using a wooden block, I'd recommend you use a stone button. It just adds for quite a nice contrast so you can see the button really, really well. And what we're going to do is we're just going to test to check that the system works. So I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to step back. You can see that they do not all fire at exactly the same time. Let's turn the system off, like that. They all fire each row at a slightly different time. Now that is by virtue of the fact that every time you go up with kind of this on-off, on-off, on-off system, that adds a tick of time into the system. Now that is a good thing, because the less redstone you've got firing all at the same time, the less lag you're going to get in your system. This is especially true for those of you that are playing on the console and are doing this on the console. This will work on the console. You're going to find this gives you less lag because you've not got a gazillion pistons firing all at the same time. So that's absolutely superb. Now what we're going to do is we are going to get a block of our floor right there. We're going to floor out all the way around this way just to make it a little bit tidier. We are going to improve on this, believe me. We're going to come around that way and that way, and then here we're going to leave that block blank, and then we're going to cover up this place like this, and we're going to come around and put some floor there and there. We're going to come and tidy the rest of it up in just a minute, but what we are going to do is we're going to get another redstone lamp, and we're going to put that there. So what that's going to do is whenever we hit that button, that is going to turn the redstone lamp on, at least for a flash, and we will know that the system is working. I'll demonstrate that again. Look, so redstone lamp comes on. Yes, it's working. Brilliant. and it's on, you can hear the tick, 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 tick. Now, it doesn't do that all the time, believe me. When these dispensers have got something in them, you're not going to get that horrible noise. But let's turn it off for now. And that works beautifully. So now we just need to start to build a little bit of structure around it. Now, what you do for your design is completely up to you. As I said before, I'm going to use some stone brick because I think it looks really, really nice. So I've built a skirt around it, and I'm going to be building up on that skirt fairly shortly. And then we've got some chiseled stone brick that loops all the way around the front of the system there, and I've filled it up almost completely with some black stained glass. I've just left myself a doorway that I can walk through. You see, I've put an extra row of wood on that end. I've done exactly the same at the other end to give me some space, and I've put carpet, and I've just chosen orange because it contrasts really, really nicely with the brown of the wood. But the good thing about carpet is if you lob something into it, or whatever you like, so it just goes through the carpet into the hopper underneath. So I'll show you that. See, it's gone into the hopper, and I'll be able to find that in the chest up there in just a minute. At this end, I've completely filled it up with glass, which is really, really nice. It's come along the other side, and hopefully I'll be able to get my brick. There it is. Let's have that. Thank you very much. And what is really, really important is that we need to stop any of the trees from growing too big. Because if they grow too big, they turn into those big behemoths with limbs going every which way, and that isn't going to work with this system. So we need to get a non-wooden block. So you could use glowstone, you could use I don't know, andesite if you so choose. I'm just going to use the same block that I've got around the rest of the build, stone brick, because I like it and it's dead easy to craft. And I'm going to put a row of stone brick parallel to the top, just like that. So what that's going to do is when these trees grow, they're going to hit this stone brick, which is going to stop them growing too high, and they'll never become giant trees, which is absolutely brilliant because that means that we don't get any giant trees messing up our system, which is the last thing we want. So let's try and finish off some of this build, shall we? We want to make it look nice, and then we'll get the clever stuff going. So we've done it fairly basically. We've put a big grand oak tree outside the front that's lit up with some benching around it. We've got some nice oak wood support beams that are wrapping around the entirety of the build with just some stone, making sure that it adds nice smooth edges at the top and also the bottom. Nothing too fancy. We've used slabs on the roof because that will stop the mobs from spawning. We've also put a little bit of lighting in some of the caves and crevices within the machinery because there are gaps that mobs could spawn into, and you don't want to do that. And inside here is exactly as it was before, except we've added 2 extra little torches. We've put a row of glowstone running from front all the way to back to give the necessarily light that we need inside here. You could open that up completely with a glass ceiling perhaps to let the light in. That would be another really nice idea. So all that leaves us to do is to make sure that it works. So come inside your farm, and inside each of these dispensers you want to be putting, well, frankly, as much bone meal as you can possibly muster. So I'm just going to put 1 stack of 64 into each of these, and I'll be back when I've done that. And there you have it. Every single one of those has got 64 bone meal in it. I recommend you fill it up completely, and you can do that from all the bones that you get from the mob grinder that I did a tutorial for a few weeks ago. The link will be in the description. It's part of this farm series. So then all we've got to do really is start this thing off. Let's get going. So a little bit of a nod to Mumbo Jumbo, who originally thought up the idea of putting these saplings in front of these dispensers. Really great idea, and it means that all of us YouTubers can fiddle around with it and make it something that we want it to be. So just to demonstrate, these dispensers will turn on when I press this button, but they won't dispense anything unless there is a tree sapling in front of it. So you can see here, 64 inside the dispenser. I'll turn it on. It's going purr, 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 purr. So I'll turn it off. All the pistons go off, and if I look inside it, still 64. It did not dispense anything whatsoever, and it won't do unless there is a sapling in front of it. So let's get these saplings planted all the way along. Now you can do this whichever way you want. You can either turn it on and then plant the saplings, or you can plant the saplings and then turn it on. But let's see what happens now. You can see those trees have literally within seconds grown. That's absolutely amazing. Let's turn that off. And we have got a big old long row of trees, and we've had some of the leaves crushed off of them. at the sides, you can see, which will have helped us no end. Now I'm interested to see how many saplings that has caused us to get. 1 on that occasion. So that was a really bad example. Normally you get at least 12 or 13, but we on this occasion got 1. But of course we still haven't mined out this tree, so let's mine out this tree. Now I have gone into survival mode so as I can do a timed mine of these trees. So what I'm going to do for an amount of time, I'm going to time myself. I'm just going to see. I'm going to mine through these trees, and I'm going to do it on a time lapse so you don't have to sit there yawning at me. And then I'm going to plant some more trees, and then I'm going to mine some more trees, and we're just going to see how long we can get in a certain amount of time. So let's see, and let's go. There we had a mining session of 3 minutes. It was 3 minutes and 1 second is what that took. And you can see what we've got here is a complete tunnel of leaves, and those leaves are going to start to rot down a bit as well whilst we're talking. But what I'm quite interested to know is how much did we make? And in terms of wood that I've physically picked up, I've got 2 full stacks of 64 plus a stack of 23, and in here we've got another 4 with a load of oak saplings as well. So we did pretty well, and we're going to get more oak saplings from these rotten leaves in a minute as well. Look, there goes another one. Thank you very much. The light goes on, and there it is. So we are looking pretty good here actually. You can see there's more oak saplings about to drop down that will also come into the collection. You break about even on the saplings and you make a massive profit on the wood. What a great system. And there you have a really nice semi-automatic wood farm, and that is going to be able to get you pretty much any wood except for dark oak. Dark oak, for whatever reason, the coding just don't work. It won't let you do it, so don't try and do dark oak on this. And if there are any comments in the bottom that says, Avo, I tried this with dark oak and it don't work, my answer is going to be, oh no, I just told you, did you not watch till the end of the video? That will be my question to you. So make sure that you don't use dark oak. Other than that, go for your life. It's going to be great. I would be very interested to see what designs you guys come up with for this. So please do tweet me. My Twitter is on the screen right now, being held by a big fat orangutan. Do tweet me what you think the best designs for this could be. I'd love to see your images, and I'll look forward to seeing those very soon. If you have liked this particular video, please do make sure you smack that like button like your life depends on it. I would love to know that you've enjoyed the video. It'd be great to hear from you in the comments down below. And also, if you haven't done it already, please do make sure you hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.